High school football is back on Beaver Media and on the Doug Co-Preps channel. Tonight from John Broughton Field in Pendleton, Indiana, Hoosier Heritage Conference football as the Delta Eagles meet the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight as we set sail on, hard to believe, week 7 of the regular high school football season in Indiana. It won't be long now before these teams are lacing it up in the state tournament. The tournament draw is a week from Sunday. This is a great game on paper tonight as you hear the Pendleton Heights Arabian Marching Band in the background doing their field show for the fans here at Homecoming 2017 for Pendleton Heights. This is a terrific matchup. The Arabians are off to their best start in years. They are 5-1 overall for second-year head coach Jed Richmond, 3-1 in the conference race under Coach Richmond, who is 8-9. He can go 500 for his tenure here at PH tonight with a victory over the Delta Eagles. Delta comes in at 4-2 overall, 2-2 in league play for second-year head coach Chris Overholt. Chris comes in at 12-7 overall in 2 seasons leading the Eagles program. And we've got ourselves a terrific matchup on paper, a beautiful night weather-wise, a clear sky, a half moon. I see a TV station helicopter above the field. There's going to be a lot of pageantry to this one tonight. This game features the nation's top rusher in yardage. He's Delta's Charlie Spiegel. He comes in tonight, exactly 200 carries this season so far in 6 games, 1,670 yards, 8.4 per touch, an 86-yarder to his credit. That among his 24 rushing touchdowns. That also is the best total for rushing touchdowns in the country. So Charlie Spiegel is having himself quite a sophomore year, and you look at what he's done overall. This will be his 20th game in his high school varsity career tonight. First 19 games, he's carried the ball for 3,628 yards. He's gotten 6.5 per carry, 556 career carries now, 41 rushing touchdowns in those 19 games. And you look at where he is in terms of the Delta record book. He is 2/3 of the way to the career rushing record at Delta in just 19 games, and he's chasing his big brother Joe's total. So there's probably a lot of fun going on in the Spiegel household as Joe and Charlie, who I like to call Ground Chuck, trade stories about their rushing prowess. Spiegel's coming in off a fantastic game a week ago. He carried the ball 43 times for 353 yards, 6 touchdowns in that exciting 7-point win over Newcastle. Pendleton Heights, as you might imagine, is no slouch at 5-1. Their only loss was to New Palestine, 41-21. They opened with 4 straight wins over Muncie Central, Anderson, Newcastle, and Greenfield Central, and won last week at Mount Vernon 23-21. So Jed Richmond's team is full of talent of its own. They start with their quarterback, Christian Conkling, a 6'4", 200-pound junior who has completed 59% of his passes this year for 914 yards. He's thrown 13 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, and he's run 3 scores in on his own. So Christian Conkling, if you happen to be in the stadium listening to the game on the YouTube live stream, you'll see him. He's number 12, and you can't miss him. He's that big tower of power in the middle of the offense for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. A couple of guys you'll probably hear plenty of tonight. Evan Douglas, their leading rusher, with just under 500 yards on the season and 7 touchdowns on the ground. And Eli Pankel, a fellow junior, as is Douglas, 22 catches for just under 500 yards, 20.7 per catch. He has an 87-yard touchdown to his credit and 11 touchdown receptions this season already for Eli Pankel. So this one stands to be an awfully exciting game tonight here on the Delco Preps channel. You look at the overall history. Pendleton Heights has won 2 sectionals ever, 2010 and 11. Delta has won 9, including 2 in a row in 15 and 16. They've never won 3 straight sectional titles at Delta. They've won back-to-back titles a few times in 2000 and 2001, in 2008-09, and 15 and 16. So Chris Overholt said the start of the year to me, we have one big goal, and that's to win a 3-peat in the sectional. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. These are potential sectional opponents. They are both in 4A sectional 21. And so this may not be the only meeting tonight. The last time they played a year ago, Pendleton Heights won that one 31-28. We'll take a break, come back with more on the pregame show. It's Delta and Pendleton Heights right around the corner here on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Don't go away.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball, wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's still a place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players, and the terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to John Broughton Field here in Pendleton, Indiana. It's homecoming night 2017 for the PH kids, and their choir just did a sensational job on the national anthem tonight. Their band will sit right down in front of us, so hopefully they won't blast you out too badly. But it's a fantastic night for football, a clear sky, just a few clouds on the distant eastern horizon, no threat of any rain or snow or lightning if you watched the Packers-Bears game last night. And we're happy about the no lightning part because that's the worst one of them all. Great game on paper. Will it live up to its billing in real life? We're about to find out. It should be a fantastic game. Pendleton Heights again, 5-1, 3-1 in the HHC. Delta 4-2, 2-2. So if Delta could win tonight, both teams would leave 5-2 and 3-2 in the league. But there's a lot of football to be played before we get anywhere near that. Great having you along tonight. I'm glad you loaned me your ears for a few hours here on Beaver Media. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be bringing you some raw video of the Delaware County Volleyball Tournament tomorrow from Wapahani High School. That's a tough streaming environment being so far out of town and out in the rural part of the county, but we'll give it a best shot. You'll have that on my Twitter feed tomorrow at Delco Preps via Periscope. It's cool new technology. It works pretty well. So check that out. First match is at 11 in the morning. It's Delta against Yorktown. They'll be followed by Westdell and Cowan in the championship tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Delta comes into the stadium here, John Broughton Field, named after their former athletic director and head football coach, Hall of Famer. Nice guy, really like him. And hope he's doing well. And Pendleton Heights now just coming into the stadium as well. So we're not far away from kickoff here tonight in Pendleton, Indiana. Game time temperature right around 60 degrees or thereabouts. We'll be down in the 50s certainly as this one draws through the third and fourth quarter tonight once the sun goes down. Here comes PH through their sign, their Arabian football ruthless sign, and you hear the crowd come to its feet here right in front of me here on the home side of the stadium. Delta fans are across the way, about half full over on the visitors side of the stadium on the east side. Here on the west side, a lot of folks and alumni for Homecoming 2017, and PH will take a knee around their coach and get ready to kick this one off tonight. It's been a great season of football. We have not had a bad weather night at all through the entire season, and we're 7 weeks in now. And again, the state tournament draw will be a week from Sunday. It won't be on television this year. It will be streamed live on ihsaatv.org, so you can watch it online, but you can't watch it on Fox Sports Indiana anymore. That's a change in technology by the IHSAA. We're about set to go. It's a great atmosphere. There's a huge wrecker to my left in the northeastern corner of the stadium with a gigantic American flag hanging from it. And it's a lot of pageantry. This looks like a college football atmosphere and not exactly high school. So thanks for joining us, and pass the word. Call our friends and neighbors and family across the country. You can hear this game live tonight anywhere you can get an internet signal on YouTube, and you will be able to hear it forever in the archive. The 4 captains from each team are going to midfield now to reenact the coin toss, and we'll find out shortly who will get the ball to start the game. I see Brady Peace, Mason Hunt, Lee Doherty, Brady Edwards out there as the co-captains for the Delta Eagles, who will wear the road uniforms tonight. They'll be in blue pants, white jerseys, and those 2 dark blue helmets with blue lettering and gold trim. PH will be the home team, and they'll be in all green, dark green, like a forest green, pants with white stripes and white lettering, green helmets as well. Captains will switch ends here, and here comes the signal from the referee. Pendleton Heights has won the toss. They will receive the ball. Delta will defend the end zone to our right, which is the south end. So there you have that. Going to be interesting to see tonight just how PH attacks Delta and how Delta attacks PH. Delta's coming off a game where they ran every snap in the game, didn't throw it once. PH likes to throw the ball around the field and spread their receivers all over the place. It's going to be a lot of fun to see who comes out on top. Delta comes in this game scoring on average 35-3 and giving up 24-3. Pendleton Heights is scoring 33-3 and giving up 25-8 on average. So something's about to give. It'll be fun to see who it is. Thanks for being along for the ride. Appreciate having you every week. We've had people all over the country listening this fall, and that's a good thing. So let your relatives know. If you're grandpa in Tampa and you're listening in, I'd love to hear from you. If you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. It's free. It's pretty handy. My handle on Twitter is @DelcoPreps, DelcoPreps. And it'd be great to have you in the Twitter army. Upwards of 2,600 people now are following along. So become the next one. We will have a shortly starting game here, probably a minute away. Both teams are on the field. Delta will kick it away. Delta will defend the south goal line. That's to our right as we look at it from here high above the field on the home side. Pendleton Heights will be to the left, going left to right, north to south. And they'll have the wind at their back. There's a fairly stiff breeze. It could affect the passing game and kicking game tonight, blowing from the northwest to the southeast. So roughly from the lower left corner of your imagination to the upper right corner of your imagination. We're set to go. The TV guys are in their helicopter overhead, and Isaac Griffiths has it teed up for Delta at the 40, right in the middle on the X. Deep man waiting for Pendleton Heights at around the 10-yard line. Here's the approach by Griffiths. The kick, it's high, short to the far sideline. It'll drop on the ground, won't be caught and roll out of bounds at around the 25, and that'll give Pendleton Heights a decision. Make them kick it again or take it at the 35. So we're first play of the game and a penalty for Delta. Not necessarily how you want to start. They're going to back them up and make them kick it again. Technically, that is an illegal procedure penalty call, rather. And Delta will kick it off again from the 35. A lot of teams have decided to go with multiple deep men. Pendleton Heights only has one. He's Eli Pankel, one of their outstanding offensive performers. He's a junior, and he'll wait for the kick at his own 20-yard line. Griffiths with it teed up now at the 35. Let's see if they short kick it again or if they decide to take it deep and long down the middle. Here's the approach, the kick. It's a low squibber. It'll be taken by a short man who falls on it at the 36-yard line. Kickoff was handled by Peyton Burmeister, and outstanding field position for Pendleton Heights as they'll start the night at their own 36-yard line. They'll have Christian Conkling at quarterback. Evan Douglas will be one of their running backs. Taylor White a running back. Their wideouts are Eli Pankel, Tristan Spinks, Luke Dry. Up front, they've got Timothy Gregoire, Evan Suter, Adam Brogio, Trevor Bynum, and Cole Miller. On 1st and 10, PH ball at their own 36. Man in motion, resets here on the right end, Tortoise. And here's a handoff, off tackle right, and then cut up field to around the 40-yard line as they unpile them. We'll get you a number that's 42, and that's Taylor White for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Defensively for Delta, Stephen Wright, Lee Doherty, Logan Drown up front. Caleb Mills, Mason Hunt, Brady Pease back in the lineup again tonight after being cleared today. Nate Sutherland with Wesley Stitt, Cameron Levers, Tyler Gillen, and Wesley Wooden in the secondary. 2nd and 6 at the 40 in PH territory. Here's a sweep left, cut up field for a few yards, but well short of the first down. Carry that time by Evan Douglas, his first call of the night. He got 3. 3rd down and 3. Douglas is the leading rusher this year for the Arabians so far. 480 yards, 7.1 per carry, 7 rushing touchdowns. He's had a little bit of an injury problem, but he's back in there tonight. So early in the game, just over a minute in, it'll be 3rd and 3. Pendleton Heights at their 43. They need the 46 to roll it over. Man wide here on the near side on 3rd down. Man wide left as well, across the way, and they hand it straight ahead, and it's out near the stick. He's going to be awfully close to a first down. Just a straight ahead, simple run that time for the first down. Give the carrying of the 4 yards to White, and it's a first down PH. 10.5 minutes to go, first quarter, first down of the game. Belongs to the Arabians. Ball sitting on the left hash. That's the far side of the field. Conkling in the pistol with one man next to him, and he'll hand it right there to him, and straight ahead running and not much room at all. Driven well back behind the line of scrimmage. Contact by Wright and Hunt. That carry went nowhere fast. That one went to Douglas. They'll give him a tough 1 yard before he was driven back to make it 2nd and 9. Delta's rush defense, pretty good. Their pass defense, well, they're getting better. I think it's fair to say they did not have a good half in the first half last week against Newcastle, but played a lot better in the secondary after changing up their scheme a little bit in the second half. Progress to be sure. 2nd and 9, Arabian ball at their own 47-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go, first quarter, first possession of the game. Conkling throwing deep down the far sideline. A leaping catch by Pankel, who takes it down to the 27-yard line. That's going to be good for a first down. 25-yard gain. And just what I was saying about the secondary, well, you know, sometimes the kiss of death by the broadcaster is the kiss of death. So 2 first downs in a row for PH, and they have a drive going now at the Delta 28-yard line. Scoreless game, maybe not for much longer. 2 men wide here on the near side for the Arabians. Allison, the farthest wide here on the near side. Conkling with the snap. Gives it ahead. That's Douglas around the left corner, heading for the end zone. Does he get there? No, they're going to mark him just short, but it'll be first and goal. That's a 27-yard run by Douglas, and first and goal for the Arabians. He got to a crease fast on that left side. 3 first downs in a row. And PH threatening to break the ice here with 8:39 to go in the first quarter. Conkling will stay in the pistol. Now he's going to go under center for the first time tonight. Man wide here near side, offset eye behind Conkling in the backfield. Toss sweep right, coming this way, cut up field, heading for the goal line. He didn't get there. White tried to bury his head and drive through a tackler, couldn't do it. It's no gain and second and goal. Great job by the Delta defense to keep him out of the end zone. Those guys are pretty good against the run on the Delta side. They'll need 3 more just like it. Just under 8 minutes to go, first quarter. Pendleton Heights second and goal at the Delta 1-yard line. Offset eye again behind Conkling, the quarterback. Snap, sneak ahead. Does he get there? Yes. Touchdown, Pendleton Heights. Conkling gets the job done. The 1-yard quarterback sneak. And the Arabians are on the scoreboard first. Beautiful drive. 4 first downs. They take it 64 yards for the score. On to try the PAT. Eventually, as they run a gadget formation and now seal it up to kick it the normal way. Quiroga, the kicker. His holder will be Kirby Hess. Waiting on the snap. Good snap, pulled down, kick high and on the way. It is down the middle, good. We have 7:46 to go in the first quarter. Pendleton Heights has struck first. It's the Arabian 7, Delta nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
It's your ticket to an evening out that won't break the bank. It's your ticket to explosive runs, acrobatic catches, and game-saving tackles. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA State Football Tournament. Attending a tournament football game is a fun and affordable way to see sports played the way they were meant to be, for the pure love of it. The Indianapolis Colts and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of Indiana's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to kick off. Do you have your ticket?
Welcome back to the game. Thomas Quiroga has it teed up for Pendleton Heights. He'll kick it away to Delta with the Arabians up 7-0 here. 7:46 to go first quarter. His approach, his kick is high and deep. It's a beauty inside the 5. It'll go to the end zone and a touchback as Delta will take it out at the 20. So again, that was a beautiful drive by PH. They took it 64 yards for the score, capped off by that Christian Conkling 1-yard run on a quarterback sneak. And the kick by Quiroga was plenty good. So it'll be the first time tonight for Delta to take advantage of the ball. Let's see what they decide to do with it here, trailing by a 7-0 count. Eagles will have Zach Garner at quarterback, Charlie Spiegel at running back, Wesley Stitt, Nate Sutherland, Brady Peace, Mason Hunt among the receivers. Right in the middle of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Charlie Spiegel straight ahead north, and he's out to around the 24-yard line, a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. Spiegel will probably get a heavy dose of carries again in this game tonight. Almost a certainty. It's a very good bet if you're going to Vegas. Defensively for Pendleton Heights, Nicholas Ganama, Austin Schnepp, Trevor Bynum up front, Aaron Candiano, Taylor White, Evan Suter, Anakin Allison, linebackers, Camden Early, Joseph Rios, Hunter Thompson, Evan Douglas in the secondary. On 2nd and 6 yards, it's going to be Spiegel sweeping right, cuts it upfield. Plenty of daylight out across the 30 to around the 33. It's a first down. Excuse me, a first down after a run of 9 yards. So the Eagles have their first down of the night, following the touchback and a couple of runs. 1st and 10 Eagle ball at the Eagle 33. Wide here on the near side is a pair of wideouts. The handoff again straight ahead to Spiegel, who is hit around the 35 and drives ahead for a yard or two more to around the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Up front for the Eagles, Lee Doherty, Brady Edwards, Stephen Wright, Evan Hill, Derek Markham, the offensive line I like to call the convoy. Make it 2nd and 6. Wesley Stitt wide here on the near side, on the near hash marks. And a power running formation to the right side of the backfield. Garner will just hand it to Spiegel, who goes in there and sticks his nose in there for a couple of tough yards up to around the 39. Give him 3 more. Spiegel is making quick work of the Delta record book, and he's a sensational talent. It's going to be 3rd and a fat 4, a short 5 at the 38-yard line. Delta territory as they drive it right to left, trailing 7-0, 5:35 to go first quarter. Fake to Spiegel. Garner on the keeper. Gets to the corner left side, 40, 45, cuts it up the midfield, and just inside Pendleton Heights territory. Terrific run. Give him 12 on his first carry of the night for Garner, and a Delta Eagle first down. So the Eagles respond in kind with 2 straight first downs to open their first series, and they'll have a fresh 4 downs right on the 50-yard line. Right in front of us here in the home side press box. Here's Garner, play acting, rolling right. Will he throw it? He pumps, he fakes. He's going to keep it and run it upfield to the sideline. He's got room all the way out near the stick. He may have gotten another first down. We'll wait on the spot. Good decision by Zach. They're going to mark him out of bounds. One of his feet must have stepped on the sideline at around the 44, so he gets a 6-yard gain instead of 10 or 11. 2nd and short, 4 yards to go. Ball at the PH 44. 7-0 game. Arabians in front of the Eagles. Man wide here on the near side looks to be Stitt. It is, and the handoff goes straight inside between the guards to Charlie Spiegel, who got about a yard, and it'll be 3rd and short.
Charlie Spiegel on the carry. Taylor White on the tackle. Ball on the 43-yard line. It's 3rd down.
So make it 3rd and 3. Ball sitting on the right hash. That's far side as we look at it. Right on the PH 43. They need the 40. Wide man here on the near side is Levers. And again, the power running formation to the right side. Spiegel gets a fake handoff. It's going to be a keeper by Garner right through the middle of the defense into the secondary. He's got another first down for the Eagles at the PH 35. 8-yard gain and another Eagle first down. They keep it on the ground. They've kept it on the ground every play so far. Again, for the second week in a row, 3 straight first downs. Eagles are in business at the Arabians 35, trailing by a 7-0 count here early in the game with 4 minutes to go first quarter. Power right formation, twin tight ends, a man wide right. Here's the whistle. It sounded like a whistle. We did have a whistle over here, and I think PH called timeout right before the snap, and they did. Arabians get a timeout. We'll take the break with them. 3:53 to go first quarter. It's Pendleton Heights 7, Delta nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Don't go away.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. A timeout taken by Pendleton Heights right before the Delta snap, and we're about set for action. 3:53 to go first quarter. It's PH 7, Delta nothing, but Delta in the midst of a terrific drive that began at their 20. They've moved it all the way to the Pendleton Heights 35-yard line. 3 straight first downs, all on the ground by the Eagles. They'll break the huddle. Send Mason Hunt wide here on the near side. Here's a handoff, a fake. Garner took it into Spiegel's gut, pulled it out, took it ahead, got not much at all. In fact, he lost a yard. Second and 11. This has been a quick first quarter. We haven't had many stoppages in play. We're down to 3:28 to go as the clock continues to roll, with Delta trailing Pendleton Heights 7-0. PH took the opening kickoff and drove the ball 64 yards for a game score of 7-0. Here on second and long, it's the end around to Wooden. He's hit in the backfield. They must have scouted that play from last week because they smother him for a big loss all the way back to the 42. That's a loss of 5. It'll be third and long. That play worked well several times last week in that win over Newcastle, but PH had it snuffed out. So the line of scrimmage, the Arabian 42-yard line, Delta needs to get it to the 25. They need 17 yards. Garner is going to throw for the first time, flushed, rolling right, looking downfield. He'll just throw it away out of bounds into his own bench, and it'll be fourth down. So that breaks the streak of rushes at a bunch, well over 70. And it brings up a fourth down situation. Do you go for it here or do you kick it away if you're Chris Overholt? You could play field position and pin them very deep, or you can go for it. They're huddling up as if they're going to go. Line of scrimmage is the PH 42. They need the 25 on 4th and 17. Now late out to the huddle is Zach Garner with the play clock at 10. They'll break the huddle. They'll have to hurry. Play clock at 6, at 5. 2 men wide right. Will they get it off? Here's the snap. They're going to go. Garner is going to roll right. He fakes the throw. He's going to cut it upfield, goes to the sideline, gets away from one man but can't get away from the next, and he's out of bounds, well short of the first down. Pendleton Heights holds on defense. He got 8 yards, but it wasn't nearly enough. Pendleton Heights gets it back on downs, and they hold for the first possession tonight by Delta. Eagles ran the ball 11 times and threw it once, but they'll give it back over to PH with 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Arabians have a 7-0 lead as they bring twin wideouts here to the near side. Allison, the widest, Spinks in the slot with him in a twins setup. Conkling takes the snap. He's going to run it left side to the short side across the way. A flag goes flying after a gain of around 7, right back near the line of scrimmage. Bound to be some kind of blocking penalty inside. Let's wait for the signal. The man in the white hat, the good guy, the referee, will come over and see what it's all about. Here comes the signal with the flag sitting at the 36-yard line. Here we go. Holding against Pendleton Heights. First penalty of the night against the Arabians. It'll be a big one and be costly. That was a nice run by Conkling, and it'll wipe it right out. Sends it all the way back to the 25. That'll bring up first down and about 20 plus. Ball on the left hash as the Arabians move it left to right with 2:15 to go in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. Twin wideouts here on the near side. I formation behind Conkling under center. The I back with the call and the carry straight ahead, just a yard or two. Not much running room at all that time as they unpile. That was White with the carry. Hunt with credit for the stop after a gain of about 2. That was a big, big penalty. It's a big field position swing for the Arabians. They've got it second down, 18 yards to go at their own 25. Make it to 27. 2 wideouts near side. Here's a double reverse. Allison has it sweeping across the way to the 40, to the 50, down the sideline. He's going to be bumped out of bounds at around the Delta 42. A touchdown saving tackle by Wesley Stitt. It's a 35-yard gain. Check it. They're going to say he stepped out at the 45 in Delta territory. That's a 28-yard run by Allison. First and 10 Arabians. We hit the 1:22 mark of the first quarter. They have 5 first downs in the game. At the Delta 45 across the way on the far left hash. 2 wideouts near side, tight end near side. The handoff will come near side. A lot of running room. That's White again. Takes it inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line on a pickup of 7 yards. The Arabians have had a couple of big plays in this game. They've had a 28-yard run and a 25-yard pass and another 27-yard run. So they've had some big chunk plays. And a good time to throw it here if you're inclined with 50 seconds to go, leading 7-0 with the ball at the Delta 38-yard line. 2nd and 3. Conkling gives it left side. And again, White with the carry. Maybe enough for the first down as he takes it to the Delta 34, and that might be the final play of the quarter. We'll wait and see. 4-yard gain and a first down on the carry by White. Good-looking running back. He's a junior, 5'9", 175. Half a dozen first downs here in the first quarter for Pendleton Heights, and that first down stops the clock temporarily. Now they wind it, and the Arabians will be able to snap it one more time here in the quarter if they want to. At the Delta 34, Conkling in the pistol. Play action, has time, plenty of time. Throwing a deep ball down the middle, a man out there. It's going to be tipped and nearly intercepted. Pass is incomplete. It came down in the end zone. Good job defending down there by Delta. Lehman with credit for the breakup. Peyton did a nice job on the ball intended for Hankel or Spinks, I can't tell. Stops the clock with 3 seconds here in the first quarter. So they will get one more snap on the PH side. Pendleton Heights leading 7-0. They took the opening kickoff and drove it 64 yards for the game's only score. On 2nd and 10 at the Delta 34. In the pistol again, Conkling will hand. Run this way on the sweep. And it's another carry for Evan Douglas, who comes up just short of the first down, and that will end the quarter on a gain of 3 by Douglas. That'll do it for the first 12 minutes of this one. This is going to be a thriller going down to the finish after 12 minutes of action. It's Pendleton Heights out in front of Delta, 7-0 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. We'll be right back.
A crisp October evening, a stadium filled with fans, a pass-through, a journey completed. State of euphoria? No, the state of Indiana. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
We have ourselves a 7-0 ball game as we head for the second quarter here on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Pendleton Heights leading 7-0. They have it 3rd and 2 at the 25-yard line in Delta territory with 3 wideouts here on the near side. Arabians moving right to left now, and Conkling in the pistol will just call his own number and keep it straight ahead to around the 20, and that should be plenty for another Pendleton Heights first down. Conkling owns the game's only touchdown. He took it to around the 21, so give him 4 yards on the game and a 1st and 10 Arabians. They'll have a fresh 4 downs just outside the red zone at the Delta 21. 7 first downs in the game now for PH. Delta trying to come up with a stop here and preserve the deficit at only 7. Twin wideouts right, 1 near side on 1st and 10. In the pistol, the handoff straight ahead to the left side now. Not much running room at all. That looked like Evan Douglas, and it is Evan Douglas. I see Wesley Wooden and Lee Doherty there along with Brady Edwards. Short gain, in fact, no gain. 2nd down and long.
21-yard line. 2nd down.
Douglas has been Mr. Busy for Pendleton Heights. 6 carries, 37 yards in this one so far. On 2nd and a long 9, a short 10. Ball on the near hash, moving left to right. Now a little play out of the pistol and out of the Wildcat, and it's going nowhere. That carry that time was snuffed out before it even started. That was Kirby Hess, and that play was a mess. Loss of 3. Good down to put some pressure on defensively now for Delta on 3rd and a fat 12, a short 13. Clock rolling at 10-12 of the second quarter in a 7-0 contest. Delta trailing. PH sends 3 men wide here left. That's the near side. And now a throw toward the end zone, and it's going to be caught. Did he come down in bounds? Yes. Touchdown. That looks like Eli Pankel for the score. It is Pankel. And the throw from the backup quarterback, Hess, goes for the score. 23 yards on the touchdown. Another big chunk play. You got to love the band, but you also at times have to hate the band because they make it impossible. Quiroga now on to try the PAT in a 13-0 game. Soccer-style kicker, a right footer. He's ready. There's the snap, the hold down, kick is up. Kick is good. 9:57 to go in this game in the second half, in the second quarter rather. It's all now to Pendleton Heights. Ravians 14, Delta nothing on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers. If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Pendleton Heights has taken a 14-0 lead over Delta with 9:57 to go in the second quarter. Beautiful drive that time by Pendleton Heights, who took it over on downs and took it down the field for the score, capped off by a long pass from Kirby Hess to Eli Pankel. Eagles have some work to do, trailing by 14. Here's Quiroga's approach. His kick is end over end, hooking toward the sideline. It's going to hit and be taken right against the corner at the 2. Upfield to the 10 to the 15, and not much more running room. Delta will have bad field position on the return by Austin Hines. Start this drive at the Delta 15-yard line. So the Eagles haven't had great field position at all tonight. Their first drive started at their 20. This one will start at their 15 on the near hash, trailing by 14. They need a bunch. They need something to get going their way here early before things get out of hand. Trailing by 14. Charlie Spiegel, big hole. He's into the secondary all the way to the 32-yard line. And when you've got the nation's top rusher, you hand him the ball, and they did right there for a gain of 17 to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Delta. I think you're going to see his number called a few more times. Just saying. 1st and 10, it gets them out of hole, deep in their own territory. 4th first down for the Eagles. They've got a fresh 4 downs at their 32, driving it left to right, trailing 14-0. Here's another run inside. This one doesn't go anywhere. Might have been a loss of 1, and it was a loss of 1 for Spiegel. We were talking earlier in the game, before the game, in fact, in the press box, and I told someone you can't be one-dimensional forever. You're going to have to throw it a little bit successfully to keep teams from just standing in the box and daring you to do anything but hand it to 32. 2nd down, 11 yards to go at the Delta 31. Twin wideouts far side. Spiegel straight ahead, breaks a tackle into the secondary. He's out to the 40. They'll push him back in the pile, but another nice run by Charlie Spiegel as he goes all the way to the 40 for a gain of 8. That'll bring up 3rd and short, about 3 yards to go at the Delta 40. Ball right in the middle of the field with 8:20 to go in the second quarter. 14-0, Pendleton Heights out in front on their homecoming night. Going wide across the way, Brady Hunt, 16. Also a man in the slot on 3rd and 3. Garner from the pistol, straight off, handoff. Spiegel into the secondary, spins out of 2 tackles. Still going at the 40, at the 30. They finally hog time and get him down collar style. But boy, did he break off a long one. 31 yards for Spiegel and a Delta 1st down. Terrific run by Spiegel. That was second and third effort. Wow, that was impressive. This kid is really a talent. 1st and 10 Eagles at the PH 30-yard line. That might have been his best run in 2 weeks, and he's had a couple of good ones. Didn't go for a score, but it was a beaut. Fake to Spiegel. Garner with the keeper, left side. Room to the 30, to the 25. He's going to be near the stick for another first down. Terrific run by Zach Garner. He'll be about a yard short and a gain of 9. Then a healthy dose of ground game, and Delta's got plenty of time. They just have to, they really need to get a score on this drive to answer back. Trailing 14 to nothing rather. They need to make it 14-7. 2 wideouts left, power formation left. In the pistol, Spiegel gets the call straight ahead, runs his way to the 15 and down inside the 15 to around the 13 or so. That's enough for another first down. They'll spot him down at the 14. Another Eagle first down on the pickup by Spiegel. Unofficially 10 carries, 82 yards early in the game for the nation's leading rusher, Charlie Spiegel. Delta with 6 first downs now, PH with 7. And now in the red zone, the Eagles trying to get a score, trailing 14-0 with 6:45 to go in the first half. Fake to Spiegel. Keeper right side this time for Garner, who only picked his way ahead for a couple of tough yards. Nice defensive play by PH to snuff him out after a gain of only 2. The big news in the game in terms of trivia is that Delta threw a pass in this one. They're 0 for 1 in the air. They ran all running plays last week in beating Newcastle. Clock still rolling, 6:15 to go second quarter. PH 14, Delta nothing, but Delta knocking on the door hard in the red zone at the Arabian 13-yard line. Here's a handoff straight ahead to Spiegel, who runs through a tackler, gets to the second level, and takes it down around the 6 or 7-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, but not by much. It'll be 3rd and 3. This is 4-down territory if you're Chris Overholt and his Eagles. You want to get a score, and you're not going to go away empty-handed if you can avoid it. On 3rd down, Garner will keep it. Rush it around the right corner. He's going to head to the end zone. Is he in there? He is. Touchdown. Delta takes it to the far pylon. Zach Garner takes it about 7 yards for the touchdown. And that cuts it to 14-6. On to try the PAT is Isaac Griffiths, who had a perfect night a week ago. Waiting on the snap and the hold. Both are good. There's the kick. The kick is good. It was a low one, and he nearly hooked it, but he got it through. 5:28 to go in the first half. Delta answers back. It's Pendleton Heights 14, Delta 7 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to John Broughton Field. We have 5:28 left in the second quarter. Delta answers for their first score of the night. They dig out of a 14-point hole. They drive it 85 yards, capped off by that touchdown run by Zach Garner. Griffiths added the kick. We've got ourselves a one-score game again as the Eagles prepare to kick it away to Pendleton Heights. Beautiful night for a game, the final September Friday night of the 2017 season, and you couldn't ask for anything better from Chuck Lofton and the boys at the 13 Weather Lab. Eli Pankel, the deep safety, waiting on the kick from Griffiths at the PH 15-yard line. Here's the approach, the kick. High, end over end, short, taken by Pankel at the 22. Straight up the field to the 30, blocking to the 40. Cuts it to the outside. He's got running room. 50, 45, 40. Griffiths is going to try to stop him. They get him out of bounds, but not before he takes it all the way to the Delta 32-yard line. Great return by Pankel. About a 46-yard return. And PH is in business again with great field position. They'll start this series at the Delta 32-yard line. Make it the 31. PH has had some good field position in this game, and they have certainly taken advantage of it. 5:24 to go. We've got a whistle, and I believe PH is going to take a timeout, and they will. Second one of the half by the Jed Richmond-led Arabians. We'll take a break with them. 5:24 to go before halftime. It's 14-7. Pendleton Heights over Delta on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. Coming off a timeout by Pendleton Heights, the Arabians want to make sure of what they're doing with a golden opportunity here, leading 14-7 with 5:24 to go in the second quarter. They've got it 1st and 10, starting this drive at the Delta 32. In the pistol, Conkling with the snap, protection, throw down the middle deep. He's got a man out there. It's just overthrown, incomplete in the end zone. Levers had the coverage out there on a diving attempt by Pankel. It'll be 2nd and 10. Conkling throws a really nice ball, and he's got a bright future. He's just a junior, and he's got Division I size at 6'4" and 200 pounds, and he throws a nice ball. He's going to get some attention from recruiters if he hasn't gotten it already. Through the air tonight, Conkling just 1 of 3, but it was a big one for 25 yards. It set up a score. Pankel caught that one. 2nd and 10. You can bet they'll go back near Pankel again. Here's Spinks wide to the near side with a man in the slot with him. Twin backs on either side of Conkling. He hands it straight ahead, and good running inside between the tackles. PH takes it all the way down near the stick, and a player down and maybe hurt, and it might be Conkling. No, it's not Conkling. We had a fumble, and Delta's come up with it. Unbelievable. Wow. Did not see the ball pop out at all, but the reaction on the far sideline told you all you needed to know. First fumble of the night by the Arabians, and they lose it. And that's a huge break in Delta's favor, because now you've got it back. Instead of defending your end zone tight, you got a chance to go down and tie the game potentially. We've got an injured Arabian on the field. We'll take another break. Back with more after this on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to John Broughton Field. The injured player was the PH center, Adam Brosio, who's up on his own and coming off. Maybe it's just a cramp, and let's hope that's all it is. Hate it when guys get hurt. So a big turnover, the first one of the night. Pendleton Heights flushes it. They fumble the ball away to Delta after having it 1st and 10 at the Delta 32. The Eagles get it right back. They'll start this drive at the Eagle 21-yard line. Trailing 14-7, 5:09 to go in the second quarter. Chance to go down and tie the game. First play is going to be a Charlie Spiegel run. A flag goes flying into the pile. Spiegel drags tacklers all the way to the 37-yard line. You think that kid is strong? Oh, let me tell you. Run of about 15. I think they're going to reel it back in, though. The flag was thrown right in the middle of the Delta blocking scheme, and that's never a good sign. Here's the signal. It's a hold against Delta. So both teams dealing some self-inflicted wounds. PH with the fumble, Delta with the penalty. Second miscue of the night by Delta. It's going to be a big, costly one. That ball went all the way to the 37-yard line, and after they mark off this penalty, guess what? Not nearly that far. They'll put it down at the Delta 12-yard line. Ouch. That's a 25-yard difference in field position. That's a fourth of the field. And on 1st and forever for Delta at their 12, they'll sweep it right side with Garner on the keeper, and he gets to the 15, but no more than that. A tough 3-yard pickup for Zach. 4:43 to go before halftime. Pendleton Heights scored twice, had a 14-0 lead. Delta answered back with a beautiful 85-yard drive and a touchdown run by Zach Garner. And with 4:28 and the clock rolling toward halftime, Delta with a chance to go down and maybe tie the game. Twin wideouts here on the near side. Sutherland in the slot. Levers is the split end. Garner will hand it to Spiegel, who goes straight ahead behind his left guard only for about 2 or 3 at the most. It'll be 3rd and long. Unofficially 12 carries, 91 yards so far tonight for Charlie Spiegel. 3rd and long, they need 15 yards easily. Ball is sitting at the 16-yard line, and they need to get out to the 31. You hear the sound effect in the background as the bell tolls. Hunt wide here on the near side. Man across the way, split left as well, with Spiegel the only running back, along with Garner, who's flushed from the pocket. He's going to run it. Take it upfield to the 20. Out near the 23. PH gets him down well short of the first down on an 8-yard scamper by Garner, but it's not nearly enough, and that brings up 4th down. With the clock rolling at 3:15 of the second quarter. That'll bring up a punting situation for Delta. Peyton Burmeister, the only deep man for PH, standing at his own 46, the line of scrimmage, is the Delta 25-yard line. Waiting back to punt is Garner. Gets it away under pressure. A high wobbly kick. Burmeister will field it back, pedaling with the fair catch at his 43. 2:48 to go in the first half. It's Pendleton Heights 14, Delta 7 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Pendleton Heights 1st and 10 from the Arabians' 43. They'll keep it on the ground straight ahead for just a couple of yards to around the 46, a gain of 3 on an inside run that time by White. Make it 2nd and long. Taylor White's had a good game so far. 3 yards on that run, 22 in 6 carries. 2nd and 7. Clock still rolling. It's at 2:13 here in period number 2. PH out in front of Delta 14-7. Twin whiteouts near side, one far side. Man in motion this way, and he resets on the end. The handoff comes left side off tackle. Not enough for the first down, but a nice run out to around midfield. That carried by Taylor White again. You got 4 more there to bring up third down. 3rd and 3. $1:40 to go before halftime. Ball sitting the nose right on the midfield stripe. They need the Delta 47. Pendleton Heights with the lead, with the ball. Right now, in control of the game, 14-7. Wide out is Spinks here on the near side. Penkel across the way, and he's dangerous. Here's play action. Conkling rolling, complete on the throw underneath for the first down. Got about 5 on that little route underneath. Catch by Andrew Jameson for a gain of 8 yards and a first down. First and a fresh 4 with 1:04 to go in the first half. 8th first down of the night by Pendleton Heights. Arabians at the Delta 45. 3 men wide here near side, including Spinks. Conkling in the pistol, drops, looks to throw. Man was being held. There's the call. Throw downfield is caught by Spinks, but they saw the hold, and it's all going to come back. The Delta rusher was being held like a brand new baby in the nursery. And there's the signal. It's a big hold and a huge wipeout by PH because that one went all the way down to the Delta 20-yard line. Huge mistake by Pendleton Heights. Someone on the right side of that offensive line had too much jersey and too much arm and was turning the rusher, and that was an obvious hold. They'll mark it off. The flag sitting at the Pendleton Heights 46-yard line. That'll only be the second penalty tonight against Pendleton Heights, but they're both big ones. It's first down and 29. Ball is sitting at the PH 36. They need the Delta 35. How do you like them apples? We've had some unusual down and distance combinations. We had a 1st and 52 earlier this year. We had a 2nd and 38 that got converted. Pendleton Heights, clock rolling down to 35 seconds. Let's see what they do with trips wide here near side. That's the left end as they move right to left across your field of vision. Pankel is out here. Conkling is going to hand it on the inside and a lot of running room to the outside. Out to the 40, to the 50, to the Delta 40 before being run out of bounds. Taylor White with a big gain. Let's see where they spot it. They'll put it down at the Delta 40-yard line. It's a 26-yard run. Still second down, though. Second and a much more manageable 5 yards to go. 20 seconds left in the half. Let's see if they go to the air. Conkling waiting on the ball. He's got it. Looking to throw, stepping up, under pressure, gets away from one tackler, picks it up, throws on the run. It's caught at the 20, to the 15, fake to the 10, move to the 5, all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Pendleton Heights. Beautiful catch by Tristan Spinks. A couple of great fakes on the run after catch. And the Arabians are back on the board. Fantastic run after the catch by Spinks. 36 yards to pay dirt with just 8 seconds left before halftime. That one's going to hurt. Arabians line up now to kick the PAT with Tom Quiroga, the kicker, waiting on the snap and the hold. He says, I'm ready, give me the ball. Here comes the snap. Good snap, good hold. Kick is a high end-over-end beauty. It's good. 8 seconds left in the second quarter. A big score by Pendleton Heights. It's now the Arabians 21, Delta 7 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Pendleton Heights strikes with a big one just before halftime on that beautiful pass combination from Conkling to Spinks. Quiroga's kick makes it 21-7, and Delta has 8 seconds to work with here at the end of the first half. We'll see how they play it on the PH side of the field. They'll probably just kick it high and deep and hope for the best. Eagles are back behind by 14 again. They had cut it to 7. They have work to do with Quiroga having it teed up here at the 40. Squib kick down the hash marks, taken by Stitt. He'll take it across the field to the middle, to the 40. He's down with 4 seconds left on the clock. They'll have time for a snap. Eagles will have it at their own 41. Well, do you take a shot if you're Chris Overholt, or do you just take a knee and go to the locker room? 21-7 ball game. Pendleton Heights out in front. The big play has been the big story for the Arabians. They've had a big chunk play here and there all over the field tonight, and it's really made a big difference. Arabians have played well offensively. On first down at the Delta 40. Garner gives it to Spiegel, tries the left side, breaks a couple of tackles, moves the rugby scrum out across the 45 to the 46, and that'll wipe the clock clean, and that's the end of the first half. Spiegel gains 5 yards, but that puts the wraps on this first half at John Broughton Field. We go to halftime. Pendleton Heights leading. It's the Arabians 21, Delta 7 on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Don't go away.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home. From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history. Oh, I love world history. Baseball? Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports?
Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's still a place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players. The terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community. It's your ticket to an evening out that won't break the bank. It's your ticket to explosive runs, acrobatic catches, and game-saving tackles. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA State Football Tournament. Attending a tournament football game is a fun and affordable way to see sports played the way they were meant to be, for the pure love of it. The Indianapolis Colts and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of Indiana's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to kick off. Do you have your ticket?
Welcome back to John Broughton Field. We're at halftime of this one. Tonight an extended halftime with the homecoming festivities going on the track in front of us. Right before the game, one of their queen candidates fell off one of the vehicles and smacked her head on the back of the track behind the car. We have been told she's okay. We hope she's okay. Probably going to see the end of the girls on the back of the car after that one. At least you ought to, if they don't take safety any more seriously than driving that way. I don't think I'd let my kids drive on the track anymore, to tell you the truth, but we'll see about how that goes. I know a little something about that. That happened in our ATO fraternity bike-a-thon car in the village way back in the day, and we nearly got sued. So, yeah, it's a pretty unforgiving surface. You don't want to be falling on it, but we're glad she's all right. We're at halftime, 21-7 at the break. Delta trailing Pendleton Heights. This has been Pendleton Heights' game from the early going. They took an early 7-0 lead, then hit it a 14-0 lead. Delta came back to make it 14-7, but right before halftime, Pendleton Heights got a big score on a big play that came a couple snaps after a huge penalty really hurt them. So you look at what they've done tonight for head coach Jed Richmond. They've had some big plays, and that's really the difference in the game. Delta hasn't played all that badly for the most part. They've just given up some big chunk plays, and you can't do that if you're going to hope to survive for very long. Unofficially, we look at the team numbers in the first half. Let's go over the scoring summary for you first. Pendleton Heights got the first touchdown of the game at 7:46 of the first quarter. Conkling on a 1-yard quarterback sneak to cap off the drive. Tom Quiroga's extra point was good. Arabian 7, Eagles nothing. That's where the first quarter ended. 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. 9:57 of period number 2, Pendleton Heights again. This time they got a touchdown from their number 2 quarterback, Kirby Hess. He came in the game for a series, threw a touchdown pass of 23 yards to Eli Pankel. Quiroga's kick was good. It was 14-0 Arabians. Delta came right back, drove it down the field, a beautiful scoring drive. They went down the field 85 yards to go to pay dirt with 5:28 to go in the second quarter. Garner kept it off with a 7-yard run for the score. Griffiths with the extra point to make it 14-7. And then that huge swing right before halftime. Delta gave up a big pass, but it was wiped out by a holding penalty against Pendleton Heights, but they came right back and they threw a deep ball, and Conkling, a 36-yard pass to Spinks, Tristan Spinks. Beautiful run after catch, juked a couple defenders right out of their shoes and went to the end zone. Quiroga's kick was another beauty, and with 8 seconds to go before halftime, Pendleton Heights bounced back to a 2-score lead again at 21-7, and that's where we are now. There you hear the announcement of the Fair Queen. Fair Queen. Or is that Freudian? Homecoming Queen. And they'll put the crown on her, and she'll do the Queen thing. And congratulations to her. So it's a 21-7 game. Unofficially, team-wise in the first half, 2 penalties against Delta for 15 yards, 2 penalties against Pendleton Heights for 20 yards. First downs, 7 for Delta, 9 for Pendleton Heights. Arabians had the only fumble. They lost that one. It's the game's only turnover. Neither team has thrown an interception. Punts, only 1. It belongs to Delta's Zach Garner. He had a beauty. All net, 32 yards on the only punt of the night. We'll take a break, come back, and look at the unofficial individual numbers in the first half right after this timeout on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Don't go away.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Indiana knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family-friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports, good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We're at halftime here at John Broughton Field in Madison County in Pendleton, and it's been all Arabian so far tonight as Pendleton Heights leads Delta 21-7 at halftime. Individually in the first half, it's been a game of big plays. 6 plays of 20 yards or more by Pendleton Heights, 1 play of 20 yards or more by Delta, and you probably know who that belongs to. First for Pendleton Heights, they went a combined 4 of 6 through the air for 92 yards, 92 yards and 2 TDs in the first half. Christian Conkling with a 36-yard touchdown pass, and his partner in crime, Kirby Hess, with the other throw for the score. His was for 23 yards. So again, a combined 4 of 6 through the air for 92 yards. It's been that kind of day, folks, and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Eli Pankel, 25 yards on his only catch. Tristan Spinks, 36 yards for a score on his only catch. And the other ball caught by Jamison for 8 yards, his only catch. Rushing, Conkling, 2 carries for 5 yards. Douglas, 6 carries for 37. White, 26 yards on his longest run, 8 carries, 52 yards. Conkling, of course, had the only run for a touchdown. It was a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Allison, 1 carry for 28 yards. Hess, 1 carry for a 3-yard loss. So in the first half, 92 yards passing for Pendleton Heights, 119 yards on the grounds. So 211 yards in total offense unofficially in the first half for Pendleton Heights. They are the leaders, 21-7. For Delta, Zach Garner, 0 for 1 through the air. No yards, of course. No receptions for any of the Delta receivers. It's all run almost again tonight for Delta as they keep it on the ground. Charlie Spiegel, the leading ball carrier, 13 carries, 96 yards, but no scores in the first half. 10 carries for 62 yards, and the only score of the night for the Eagles by Zach Garner. Wesley Wooden had the other carry on an end around that went for a 5-yard loss. So unofficially in the first half, total offense, no yards passing, 153 on the ground for the Delta Eagles. So they're trailing on the scoreboard, trailing on the total yards board. And Chris Overholt's fellas have got to get to the point where they learn how to win on the road. They have not won a road game all year. They have won all their games at home. They have a 2-touchdown trailing situation staring them in the face here tonight. And this is going to be a tough one to win. You're going to have to earn this one the old-fashioned way and really slog out to get a couple scores. And you really want to score early in the second half. The coin toss tonight was won by Pendleton Heights. They took the ball to start the game. That means Delta will get the ball to start the third quarter, and boy, do they need a drive for a touchdown in the worst way to get this thing back to a 1-score contest. Two scores, you're not out of it. My definition has always been if you're more than 2 scores down, you've got real trouble brewing. If you're within 2 scores, you're still right there. So Delta needs to take the ball, go down, get a touchdown early in the third quarter and really tighten this thing up and make a game of it here tonight in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Next week, Pendleton Heights will be at Yorktown. And next weekend in Week 8, Delta will go to Greenfield Central and take on the Cougars on their artificial turf field down in Greenfield. So Long way to go in this one. John Harrell's website had this pretty much a coin toss kind of game. Delta 35-31. That was John Harrell's prediction based on RPI. And these two teams are pretty even in RPI, and this is a coin toss kind of game. It's anybody's to win, but right now the Arabians are in control of this one. On 4 minutes to go before we clear the field and put all this homecoming stuff away and get back to football. We'll take a break and be back with more on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
From Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, oh, I love world history. Baseball, wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports?
Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's still a place. There's still a place where performance is enhanced by extra effort, not by performance-enhancing drugs. There's still a place where contracts are between coaches and players, and the terms are non-negotiable. There's still a place where an edge is something you gain by working harder than your opponent. There's still a place where sport is pure. That place is the high school in your community. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we believe that while competition can be fierce, it doesn't change the fact that it's only a game. The goal may be to win, but the point is to have fun. And if you want to be reminded of just how great sports can be when they're played the right way, then the place to be is at a high school sporting event in your community. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
We hear it more and more when people talk about sports. We need to change the culture. No more integrity taking a backseat to performance. No more players, coaches, and fans run amok. No more too big to fail. It sounds good. It sounds reasonable. Come to think of it, it sounds like high school sports. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we know that sports are just part of a student athlete's overall education and that there's more to the game than winning. We also know that high school sports are incredibly exciting. They're rich with tradition and bring communities together like nothing else. In a word, they're pure. More and more, that's what people want. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the Indianapolis Colts, the IHSAA, and the high schools in this community.
We're at halftime at Pendleton Heights. Delta is back out of the locker room on the field. Pendleton Heights won't be far behind. I'm in a 21-7 game with the Arabians leading the Eagles here at the intermission. Going to be a big, a big drive coming up here to start the third quarter for Delta, trailing by 14. They really need to get something going. Their one scoring drive of the night was a beauty. They got pinned deep in their own territory at the 15-yard line, but drove it 85 yards for their only score of the night. That was a sensational drive, and it was capped off by that Zach Garner keeper to the left pylon in the corner, and they need some more of that. But I still think they're going to have to be less one-dimensional, just a little, not a lot. You got the nation's leading rusher, and that's great, but you're going to have to be able to throw the ball just a little bit to really keep defenses honest and keep them from loading up the box and taking away your bread and butter. So hopefully we'll get to the point in the late going here in the regular season in the Delta program where the kids are throwing the ball just enough to keep defenses from really loading up on them in the box. PH is back on the field. The scoreboard clock has a fresh clock winding down to the third quarter. We'll take one last break. Be back with the start of the second half after this on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Thanks for riding along tonight. Back after this.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
He worked out early, practiced late, and studied well into the night. The next day, he did it all over again.
She missed time hanging out and socializing with friends so she could make it on time to practices and games.
He became a top student and a confident leader, even as he helped his team win back-to-back conference titles.
She became a role model in her community, even as she led her team to an undefeated season.
And when they finished playing high school sports, what did they do next?
She graduated from college with honors and went to work for a successful company.
He attended graduate school and became a difference maker in his community.
Because that's what student athletes in Indiana do. They use the skills they develop playing high school sports today
to do even bigger things in life tomorrow.
High school sports,
a winning part of a complete education.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Work to do for Delta as we head for the start of the second half. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight. Thanks for loaning me your ears for a while. Has not been a good night for Delta so far, but they're not out of this one at all, trailing 21-7 as we start play here in the second half. Delta will take the kickoff to open the third quarter. Pendleton Heights won the coin toss tonight and took the ball and went right down the field and scored early. And they had a 2-touchdown lead at 14-0. They've got a 2-touchdown lead again now at 21-7, starting the second half. It's going to be Delta to receive it. They'll be going left to right, north to south here to start things in the second half. Austin Hines, old number 9, is the deep man for Delta, waiting at his 3-yard line. And Tom Quiroga, an outstanding kicker for Pendleton Heights, has it teed up here on the near side hash mark, close to the press box. He has his hand up, waiting for the signal from the officials. And they're good to go. He points to his line, says, "Here we go, fellas." Quiroga ready, approaches, kicks. It's high, deep. It'll hit and take a hop inside the 10. Hines will pick it up, and now he's going to have to fall on it at the 9-yard line. He struggled to pick it up. and terrible field position for the Eagles. Not how they wanted to start things in the second half. It'll be the Eagles' ball at their own 9. The upside of it is that they had bad field position tonight the only time they went down and scored. So if you can go 85 yards, why can't you go 91? First and 10, Delta at their own 9. That took all of 3 seconds. And Zach Garner joining the huddle now. Let's see what they do with it. They'll send Hunt. Brady Hunt. Wide left across the way far side on first and 10. Garner gives it to Spiegel. Sweeping left side. Gets to the corner. Pounds it upfield to around the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. Another good gain for ground chuck. Charlie's having a good game. They'll put him down at the 16-yard line. A gain of 7 yards for Mr. 32. Unofficially, that'll put him over 100. 14 carries for 103. Second and 3 rather. At the Delta 16. Garner in the pistol. Take the snap. He'll sweep it right. This is Spiegel again. He's hit in the backfield and might have struggled his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll put him down at the 15. That's a loss of 1 for Charlie, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Third down.
They had that change-up running play last week to Wesley Wooden that worked several times in the Newcastle game. They've tried it once tonight and it went for a 5-yard loss, but you've got to have more weapons than just Spiegel and Garner. You're going to need a third guy who can produce. On 3rd down, 3 yards to go. The 16-yard line, Delta territory, they'll give it straight ahead again, and again it's Spiegel who's taken down for a gain of 1, maybe 2. He'll be short of the first down. Hunting down for the Eagles. They're going to start the 3rd quarter with a 3 and out. And they only gain 8 yards, and they'll drop Zach Garner back to punt for the 2nd time in the ball game. Line of scrimmage is the 18-yard line. Deep man waiting at the Delta 45 for PH. Here's a punt, a high wobbly kick. Burmeister's going to let it hit at the 50 and go out of bounds across the way, just on the Pendleton Heights side of the field. Nice kick. That's 36 yards, all net again for Zach Garner. We'll keep it right here. So a good start to the half for Pendleton Heights as they lead this one 21-7. And let's see if they can get another score. Good night for football. It's not quite cold yet, but it is cool. You see some hoodies out for the first time this season. Some sweatshirts. 1st and 10. PH at their own 48-yard line, leading 21-7. Here's an option toss this way. Pitch out, sweep around the left corner to the near side. A nice run that time by Taylor White, who has been their leading ground gainer tonight, and he picks up a healthy 8 yards on first down. Unofficially, I've got White for 9 carries, 60 yards. 2nd and short. Good time to throw if you're inclined to do it. We'll see if Jed Richmond plays it big play or plays it a little bit at a time. They'll send Pankel wide right. He'll have coverage over there from Levers. No safety help over the top. That could be trouble. Backs on either side of Conkling. He'll keep it on the ground and sweep it left side. Only 3 or 4 yards. A good job out here by Wesley Wooden, who had the solo stick and the tackle out near the stick. We're going to have just enough, I think, for the first down. Let's wait and see where they spot him officially. They'll put him down at the Delta 42. Make it to 41. 3rd and less than a yard. Wow. Not sure how that happened. Big play for Delta. Can they come up with a stop? I formation. Conkling under center. He'll just sneak it ahead and get a yard or 2 to around the 39. 2-yard gain, first down, Arabians.
It's an Arabian first down.
Conkling is a big kid, strong kid, 6'4", 200. When you need that short yardage, you can just hand it to him, and pretty much he's going to get it done behind those big hosses up front. He's got one of their touchdowns and a fresh 4 downs at the Delta 39, leading 21-7. Quick throw here near side. It's caught. Hankel has it, shakes a man to the 20-yard line. Brady Peace was over there to save a touchdown. Gillen's tackle was shaken by Pankel. They take it all the way down to the 20-yard line. It's a 20-yard connection from Conkling to Pankel. And it's 1st and 10. Arabian ball in the red zone at the Delta 20-yard line. They've got a lead of 21-7 with 7:55 to go here in the third quarter. One back next to Conkling in the pistol. He'll fake it to him. He's going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. A great blitz and a great tackle back there by Nate Sutherland, who drops Conkling for a 5-yard loss. Terrific play. Wow. Well, Sutherland came free, and he stuck him. Nate's not the biggest guy in the world, but he got him, and that's his 4th sack of the year. To go along with 20 tackles coming in tonight. 2nd and 15. Snap surprised Conkling. He's going to be buried again for a big loss all the way back to the 31-yard line. I see 4 or 5 Delta tacklers getting off the top of him. Grady Edwards, Lee Doherty. Let's see. Pease is there. Give that a group sack all the way back to the 30-yard line. So PH is in reverse all of a sudden. Conkling takes a couple in the chops. And that brings up 3rd down and 21 yards to go at the Delta 30. 6.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Arabians 21, Eagles 7. Delta trying to get them off the field. 3rd and a bunch. Conkling to throw. Has time. Steps up. Fires toward the end zone. This one could be picked off. It's going to be nearly intercepted off the hands of Levers. He couldn't haul it in. It just goes as a long, incomplete pass, and it brings up 4th down. So Cameron will get the PBU, not peanut butter and whatever. It's a pass breakup. And that brings up 4th down. Arabians are going to look like they're going to go for it, and they're going to set up as if they're going to run a play on 4th and 20 at the Delta 30. One man, that's White, to the left of Conkling, who's going to be under pressure. He's going to be sacked again, back at the 39-yard line. Sutherland there, but give that sack to Lee Doherty, who says paper or plastic, baby. And they move him all the way back to the 39.
Eagles take over on down at the Delta 39.
3 straight sacks by the Delta defense, and boy, did they come up handy. PH was threatening to score, had great field position, and the defense comes up with what it needed. Sutherland with a sack, a team sack, and then Doherty with a sack. And it's 1st and 10 Delta at their own 39-yard line. Much better field position, trailing 21-7. Here's a handoff to Spiegel left side, and he buries his head and churns forward for a couple of tough yards. They'll spot him down at the 43. It's a 3-yard pickup. And you Spiegel watchers who are curious will want to know, 17 carries, 107, but no touchdowns tonight so far for Spiegel. Wesley Stitt wide across the way, far side, that's left side on 2nd and 6 yards to go. Garner in the pistol will roll left, throws underneath. He's got Sutherland, good for the 1st down out near midfield. That's going to be a gain of 7 and a Delta 1st down, and the first complete pass tonight by Garner. 7 yards, it goes to Sutherland, and it's 1st and 10 Eagles right at midfield. Well, I said a little earlier, I must be clairvoyant. You need to have at least a little bit of a running game to keep defenses honest. And plays like that, that's all you need. Little drag route underneath, 7 yards, first down. Now they have to watch out for both halves of the offense. On 1st and 10 at the 50. Hand off straight ahead to Spiegel. Cuts to the outside, but can't get much running room at all. 2 yards at the most to make it 2nd and long. You keep pounding it in there, you're going to break one eventually. You're going to wear the defense down. And Chris Overholt knows that. He said last week, we want to pound the rock. That's what they're going to do. It's still a place in the game where you can keep your running game and not lose anything. 2nd and 8, 5:03 to go. 3rd quarter, 14-point deficit, staring the Eagles in the face. They trail 21-7. Here's a throw here on the near side. Caught again, and it's Sutherland on a little drag route toward the sideline. He picks up 6 or 7 yards, and now it's 3rd and convertible. He got 6. So Sutherland with a pair of catches. And that brings up 3rd down and 4. And if you're Dante, you really need to convert here. 4.5 minutes to go 3rd quarter, a 21-7 game. Delta trailing Pendleton Heights, but the Eagles have the ball at the PH 44, and they need the 40 to roll the stick over and get 4 more downs. Power left formation. They're going to hand it to Spiegel, run behind that power formation. He's hit in the backfield and taken down for a loss on a great individual tackle back there by Taylor White. Taylor White got it done. A loss of 3. It's 4th and 7. Terrific read and tackle by White, who's having a great game both ways. That brings up 4th down. Delta is going to go. Trailing by 14, big play here in the game with 3:45 to go 3rd quarter. Twin wideouts here near side. Man on either side of Garner, who will stay in the pistol, roll right, wants to throw, looks for a man. He's got a man. Wooden with the catch. Good for the 1st down as he's dragged out of bounds here at the Pendleton Heights 34-yard line. Terrific play. 1st down, Delta. Beautiful route by Wooden and a nice throw by Garner. Just what the doctor ordered. Eagles have a drive going. 4 new downs for Delta at the PH 34. Delta trailing 21-7. Garner on the keeper left side. He's going to be hit and buried for a 1-yard loss. A nice defensive play again by Pendleton Heights. The Arabians, Joseph Rios was able to shoot a gap and take him down. Brings up 2nd and 11. See if Delta goes to the air again. Play action. Garner rolling left, throwing a deep ball down the sideline. He's got a man out there. It's tipped and knocked away, but a flag goes flying in, and that certainly looks like pass interference against Pendleton Heights. We'll wait for the official signal, but it's usually not good news for the defense where that flag went flying in. This could be a huge swing. We'll wait for the official signal. They'll mark it off from the line of scrimmage, which was the 35-yard line in PH territory. Here comes the referee with a signal. Pass interference against Pendleton Heights. Another big penalty against the Arabians. This one is 15 yards, and it takes it all the way to the 20-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10 Delta. That's only the 3rd penalty against the Arabians, but it gives Delta a 1st down by penalty in the red zone at the PH 20. You got to convert here if you're the Eagles, trailing 21-7. You can't waste this opportunity. On 1st down, Garner fakes to Spiegel, rolls left, throws underneath. He's got a man. It's caught inside the 20, inside the 10, down around the 7-yard line. Beautiful throw and catch for the 1st down. That was hauled in by Logan Drown. They're throwing underneath effectively, and it's another Delta 1st down. They mark him down at the 5-yard line. That's a 15-yard pickup. Wow. First and goal. Spiegel, off tackle, right side. Down inside the 3 to around the 2. It'll be second and goal. 2:20 to go, third quarter. Pendleton Heights 21, Delta 7. Maybe not for much longer. Eagles will send Stitt wide way over here on the right side on the near side. Power formation left with Spiegel next to Garner. He'll take the snap, give to Spiegel. Powers his way toward the end zone. He's in for the touchdown. Charlie Spiegel, 3 yards out, and that makes it a 21-13 game. Spiegel's first touchdown of the night, his 25th rushing touchdown of the year, and a very important extra point coming here by Isaac Griffiths. He's had a terrific season, waiting on the snap and the hold. Here they come. There goes the kick. It's blocked. No good. Someone got a mid up and knocked it down, and that's a huge play in the game. 1:58 to go, third quarter. It's Pendleton Heights 21, Delta 13. Back with more after this on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Delta has cut into that Pendleton Heights lead. They drive 61 yards and cap it off with a Charlie Spiegel 3-yard run for a touchdown, his 25th of the season. That's the best rushing touchdown total in the country coming into this game tonight. But that extra point block could be huge at the end. Delta trails now 21-13 instead of 14. So Griffiths on to kick it off in those neon lime green soccer shoes. Teed up right in the middle of the field on the X on the 40, going left to right across your field of vision. Here comes the approach, the kick. It's a ground ball. It's off one of the short men, and he falls right on it. 3 unassisted, and he smothered it, and that's the smart play. That was a really good, heady play by number 62, Blake Fessler, and great field position for Pendleton Heights at their 49-yard line. They've had 2 drives here in the third quarter. They started the first one at their own 48. They start this one at their own 49. They've had a field position advantage all night long. So let's see if the Eagles can have another good defensive series. They had 3 sacks on the last series. Conkling in the pistol, standing at his own 44, waiting on the snap 5 yards behind his center, Ambrosio. Handoff is straight ahead, and again, they give it to Taylor White, who pounds his way ahead to the Delta 45-yard line for a gain of 6. White's had a nice game on both sides. 10 carries, 66 yards offensively, a big, big tackle defensively. That brings up 2nd and 4. Delta would love to get a 3-and-out here. 2-man wide here near side on 2nd down, 1 far across the way on the right side. They'll hand it off, keep it on the ground. They'll put it in White's hands again. He gets down near the stick. The rugby scrum continues to move a foot here, a foot there, and I think he got enough for the first down. Barely, but enough. 5-yard pickup, and it's a first down for the Arabians. Arabians are a good team. They're 5-1 and not for no reason. They played really well here tonight. This is going to be a close game, I thought, coming in. Either teams to win, and so far, it's been just what I thought. A white knuckler. Two wideouts near side, one far side on 1st and 10. At the 40-yard line, Delta territory, the straight give again, right to the front of the pack goes Mr. White, running tough for 8 yards inside to make it 2nd and short. He's having a really nice night. 12 carries, 79 yards. Good down to throw if you're going to think about it. And believe me, the Arabians are awful good at throwing the ball. 2nd and short, 2 yards to go. At the Delta 33, 2 wideouts near side, including Spinks, who scored on that long touchdown run right before halftime after the catch of the pass. They'll keep it on the ground. Pound it straight ahead again, down near the stick. Goes White, and I think he's going to have just enough to move the sticks, and he does.
Ball on the 29-yard line. Another Arabian first down.
Consecutive first downs for Pendleton Heights, and that should be the final play of period number 3. And it is. We have 12 minutes to go in this game. It's still anybody's to win. Pendleton Heights leading Delta 21-13. Back with the 4th quarter after this on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Brian Beaver back with you from John Broughton Field in Pendleton. We move to the 4th quarter in a game that could go either way. Pendleton Heights leading Delta 21-13. Delta's defense, a good job in the 3rd quarter, holding the Arabians scoreless for the first time tonight to trail by 8 as we start the 4th. It's 1st and 10 Arabians ball. Here moving left to right now at the Delta 29-yard line. 3 wideouts left. 1 back next to Conklin. He takes the snap in the pistol, hands it straight ahead, and again, a nice piece of running inside between the guards by Taylor White. Short gain. They'll give him 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6.
Charlie Spiegel on the tackle.
Charlie Spiegel in there defensively now at linebacker for Delta. You heard him announced as the tackler. That brings up 2nd and 6. So you look out there for Delta. I see Spiegel at linebacker. I see Pease at linebacker. I see Hunt at linebacker with Charlie Spiegel in the middle of those 3. 2nd and 6 at the 25 in Delta territory. Deep throw near the pylon. Pankel is out there. He can't catch it. Nice job breaking it up down there in the corner of the end zone. It's the darkest part of the park, and Peyton Lehman was there to knock it away. His 2nd pass breakup of the night. Nice job by him to make it 3rd and long. Peyton did a nice job out there with single coverage on Eli Pankel. Big down here, 3rd and 6. Delta trying to get off the field and keep them from getting in the end zone. Allison White here near side, twin wideouts, top side on the left. They'll give it on the handoff, and a great hit in the backfield by Stitt, who is back there and put the hammer on Taylor White. He got no gain on the corner. It's 4th down. And now decision time for Jed Richmond. What do you do on 4th and 6 at the Delta 25? You've got a kicker who's capable of putting 3 on the board if you want to go that way. And they're going to try it. Tom Quiroga, the backup quarterback. Kirby Hess is the holder. Keep that in mind. They could fake if they want. The line of scrimmage, the 25. They'll spot it at the 32. It's a 42-yard attempt for Quiroga. Here's a good snap, a good hold. The kick on the way. Did he hook it wide? It is no good. He did hook it wide. He had the leg, but he couldn't get it through, and Delta holds. 10:27 to go in the game. Still anybody's game to win. 21-14 for Pendleton Heights, 13 for Delta. That's for you, Maury Mennies. Back with more after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Following the missed field goal, the touchback by Delta. Garner rolls and throws wild on the first down to make it 2nd and 10. Eagles trailing in this one, 21-13 with 10:21 to go in the game, but they've got time on 2nd down. Charlie Spiegel gives straight ahead from Garner to Charlie, and he runs out to around the 23, maybe the 24. Make it the 23, a gain of 3 for Spiegel, and it's 3rd and long. 22 carries, 115 yards and a touchdown for Charlie Spiegel in this one. Big down for the Delta offense. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. You trail 21-13. You need to convert. Garner in the pistol. He'll roll right, look downfield, sets up, now rolls again, throws on the run. He's got a man out there at Sutherland, but it's out of bounds, incomplete. Sutherland didn't get close to catching it. Someone on the Delta sideline did, and that makes it 4th down. Very short series by the Eagles offense. 3 and out. If they punt, and I think they will. For the 3rd time tonight. Zach Garner back to punt again. This will be the 3rd one of the night for him. Peyton Burmeister waiting at his 47 for the ball. Line of scrimmage, the 23. Under pressure, the punt away. It's a high spiral to the far sideline. It'll come down near the sideline. And again, no return on the punt as Garner gets it to the 45-yard line in Pendleton Heights territory. We'll take a break. 9:33 left of the game. Still, Pendleton Heights 21, Delta 13 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. A 1st down carry for a gain of 2 that time by Pendleton Heights. And that'll make it 2nd and 8. This has become more of a defensive battle here in the 2nd half. Delta with the only score in the 3rd or 4th quarter to trail 21-13. And now with 9 minutes to go in the game and the clock running, it's 2nd and 8, Pendleton Heights at their own 47. They've had great 2nd half field position but haven't scored. Delta's defense has been pretty good. Sutherland shows blitz. Here he comes. Sweep it left side away from him. Toward the short side of the field, but the Delta defense smothers him for a short gain. Ball popped free, but the referee says, nope, it's down. He points at the ground. Short gain. Make it 3rd and long.
At the 49-yard line, that's
So that brings up a big play defensively for Delta again. They want to get the ball back. Ball at the Pendleton Heights 49. On the far side, that's the left hash as the offense looks downfield. Hankel out here near side with no safety help and single coverage by Levers on 3rd and 6. They'll hand it left side, keep it on the ground, and just short of the 1st down on a great stop by Delta's defense. The carry that time went to Douglas, and he got all but about half a yard. What do you do if you're Jed Richmond? Do you go on 4th and less than a yard? They're going to line up and go for it. Test of your manhood defensively. Biggest play of the night if you can stop them. 4th and a yard to go for Pendleton Heights at the Delta 46 with 7:30 to go. Fourth quarter, a 21-13 lead for Pendleton Heights. In the I formation with a man wide right. Under center is Conkling. He sneaks it ahead, and I think he got just enough for the first down, and he did. Give him a gain of 2 to the Delta 39. Conkling has been good when they've needed him to be. Only a net -8 rushing in the game, but 2 big yards right there and a fresh 4 downs for the Arabians at the Eagles' 39-yard line. I have Pendleton Heights for 14 first downs in this game, unofficially. 11 for Delta. With 7:03 to go in the contest. Arabians with an 8-point lead. Looking for the icing score here at the Delta 44. 2 wideouts near side from the pistol. Handoff goes straight ahead into the secondary. Penalty flag is down. Stitz going to run him down inside the 15-yard line. This one might come back on a big run that time by Pendleton Heights. Joseph Rios went all the way to the 13-yard line, but the flag laying on the ground at the 44, and that's almost certainly bad news for Jed Richmond, who is hotter than a tamale with hot sauce. Now the referee says, get back on your sideline, coach, and he'll give the signal. It's a holding against Pendleton Heights. They've had trouble all night long with the holding penalties. That's been their big problem. You get that wiped out, you're in good shape. 4 flags against the Arabians, another costly one. Instead of having the ball at the Delta 12, you're going to have it way back in your territory now. They'll march it back to the Arabian 46. Wow. That's a 42-yard difference in field position. Unreal. Let's see if Delta can capitalize. First down, 20 yards to go. All the way back at the Arabian 46. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Arabians are up by 8. Here's an option play this way. Pitch out on the ground. He dropped it. Deltas has recovered the ball. The Eagles are going to capitalize again. They cover the fumble at the 41-yard line. Coming up with the ball for the Eagles. Number 44, Grant Simpson. Second turnover of the game. Both belong to Pendleton Heights. Unreal. Wow. First and 10 Eagles. Golden opportunity at the 41-yard line. Second fumble lost tonight by the Arabians. It could be costly. On first down, Garner to roll right. Looks downfield, picks it up. He's going to run it. Takes it out of bounds at around the 35-yard line after a gain of 6. Zach made the right call there. Just took the real estate, and it'll be second and short. Pendleton Heights has done themselves no favors with holding penalties and 2 costly lost fumbles. Second and 4. Ball at the Pendleton Heights 35. 6:21 to go in the game. Pendleton Heights leading 21-13. Garner hands it straight ahead. Spiegel stutter steps a tackler, pounds his way down around the 31-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down. Gain of 4. 3rd and 1. This is the drive that you have to take advantage of. 3rd and a yard. Levers wide, way over here on the near side. Power running formation to the right, and they'll hand it to Spiegel, and he'll cut it upfield. He's got the first down as he powers his way inside the 30 to the 27 or 28-yard line. Another Delta first down. Gain of 5 for Spiegel. 24 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown for the star Delta running back. On 1st and 10, just outside the red zone at the PH 27. Sweep this way. Wooden cuts it upfield. He's got yardage to around the 24, maybe the 25. They'll spot him down right on the 25. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Delta needs a score here, trailing by 8 with under 5 minutes to go now at 4:55, clock rolling down. 2nd and 8, Eagles. Can they get the end zone again? Garner, play action. He's going to roll and throw it away under severe pressure. He's taken down as he throws it back there by White, who's having a fantastic game. And it makes it 3rd and long. Stops the clock with 4:43 to go in the 4th quarter. Pendleton Heights led this one at halftime 21-7. Delta got the only score of the 3rd quarter, but had the extra point blocked, and they trailed 21-13. And now you're thinking, if we get a touchdown, do we go for 2 to tie, or do we put it in our defense's hands and try to get it back and go win it? 3rd and 8, big down from the Pendleton Heights 25. Garner has time, rolling right. He has protection. He's going to throw it down the sideline. It's out of bounds. Intended for Stitt, but it was wide, and that brings up 4th down. You're almost certainly going to have to go down here. You could entertain a long field goal try, but Delta's going to go for it. 4th down, 8 yards to go. Ball right in the middle of this field on the Pendleton Heights 25. 4:37 to go in regulation. Delta trailing 21-13. They'll bring Stitt wide near side. That's left. Levers wide right across the way. Spiegel next to Garner in the pistol. Garner's going to stop. Drop. Throw. It's a wobbler. It's intercepted at the 10-yard line. Nothing but daylight coming up the near sideline to midfield out of bounds. Great interception, and a late flag comes flying in on an interception by Hunter Thompson in a return to about the 47. Costly throw. First turnover of the night by Delta. And Pendleton Heights is probably going to get some help on the penalty after the fact on a late hit out of bounds. Let's wait for the signal. They're spotting the ball at the 47-yard line out here in Pendleton Heights territory. That was a great read by Thompson. The ball was a little underthrown. It was a wobbler, and he went up and took it away, and he brought it back more than 30 yards. In fact, almost 40. Penalty is against Delta, and it's going to cost them big yardage. Costly penalty on top of the interception on the late hit. They'll mark it off. This one's going to take the ball all the way to the Delta 39-yard line, if my math is correct, and it is. 15-yard penalty. So again, the field position game goes the Arabian. Listen to this. 4th quarter. Their own 48, their own 49, their own 45, the Delta 39. And yet they haven't scored. Big series for the Delta defense with 4:37 left in the game. You got to get the ball back. Man jumps off sides for Delta. It's Simpson. The hero who covered the fumble is now the GOAT, who jumps in the neutral zone right over the ball. Tough break for him. It'll cost Delta 5 yards to make it 1st and 5. Consecutive penalties by the Eagles. Great time for the Arabians to put it on ice, leading 21-13. They've got it at the Delta 34. Conkling waiting on the snap. Hands straight ahead, and again, straight ahead running, and just vanilla offense by Taylor White, who pounds it ahead for 3 yards to make it 2nd and 2. White's had an outstanding game. 16 carries, unofficially 88 yards. He's also played very well on defense. They'll put it at the 31. The stick is at the 29. So 2nd and 2 for the Arabians as they try to put this one on ice, leading 21-13 with 4:05 left in the game. Pankel wide here on the short side. That's right. 2 men wide left in the gun. Handoff again. This time White is hog-tied, but I think he has enough for the first down. They show 27-yard line, and that would be enough. It's going to be enough. 4-yard gain for White, who continues to pile up the yards. He's not flashy, but boy, does he do a nice job. And it's 1st and 10, Arabians at the Delta 27-yard line with 3:41 to go. Delta needs the ball back, trailing 21-13. Conkling again in the pistol, waiting on the snap. From Brosio, he's got it. He's going to keep it. Roll around. A great stiff arm, but an even better tackle back here by Nate Sutherland, who takes him down for a TFL all the way back at the 33. -5 on the carry, and we've got a timeout on the field. That's a great play by Nate Sutherland. We're going to keep it right here. Don't want to miss anything. Timeout Delta. Their first of the second half to stop the clock at 3:22. Quick recap of this one. Boy, has it been a competitive game. First 2 scores of the night went to the Arabians. They had a 14-0 lead. Delta got a touchdown on a Zach Garner 7-yard run. They also got a touchdown on a Spiegel 3-yard run, sandwiching a Conkling 36-yard pass to Spinks. 21-13. Delta's defense has thrown a shutout in the second half. Their offense has come alive to score a touchdown, but Delta really needs a big defensive series here to get the ball back. They've gotten 2 takeaways from Pendleton Heights on fumble recoveries. You hope to get another one if you're Delta. And if you're Pendleton Heights, you hope to just hold on to the ball and do it as hard as you can with both arms on the ball and secure it. Delta will have 2 timeouts left. It'll be 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Nate Sutherland has had a really nice game on defense for Delta tonight, playing his tail off. 2nd and 15 at the Delta 33. Clock frozen right now. It'll start on the snap at 3:22 in a 21-13 game. Conkling has a running back on either side, and again, Delta's defensive line jumps offside. 2 men in the neutral zone, and so much for the tackle for a loss. That erases it and gives the 5 yards right back to Pendleton Heights. Costly penalties late in the game here for Delta. That's 3 in rapid-fire succession. So now you make it 2nd and 10 at the Delta 28. Still 3:22 to go. Now the snap, the clock moves, the handoff straight ahead, right side of the guards, and Delta going to try to strip the ball from the running back that time, and he wasn't having any of that. Joseph Rios got back to the line of scrimmage and then some. They're going to put him at the 25, which would be a gain of 3, but a flag lies on the ground way across the field at the far sideline. That's near the original line of scrimmage. Here comes the referee with the signal. Big call coming here with 3:12 left in the game. He'll look up at the scoreboard, now looks at the press box. Here's the signal. Procedure against Pendleton Heights. So the I've got it, you take it in terms of penalty yardage. A tackle for a loss, a Delta penalty, now Pendleton Heights penalty. And it's 2nd down and 15 again. I've seen this movie before. 2nd and 15 at the Delta 33 with 3:12 to go. Excuse me. It's a 21-13 game. Delta trying to get the ball back one more time. Arabians with a chance to put it on ice. They don't even need a touchdown. If you can get a first down and milk the clock, you could just basically put it in the win column. Now going into the huddle, Eli Pankel, Spinks will come out, and now they'll huddle up. Facing the sideline, I've never seen that before, a huddle facing the sideline instead of the line of scrimmage. 3 minutes to go in the game with the clock rolling again. 2 backs, 1 on either side of Conkling in the gun. Waits for the snap. Here it comes. He's got it. He's going to hand it left side, sweep left side, and they're going to take him down after a gain of around 2 or 3. Taylor White again, a busy guy. Give him a 2-yard gain, and it's 3rd down. Another timeout taken by Delta to freeze the clock. We'll take it with them. 2:44 left in the game. It's nail-biter time. Delta trailing Pendleton Heights in this one by a score of 21-13 on Beaver Media and DelcoPreps.com.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to John Broughton Field in Pendleton at Pendleton Heights High School. It's been a great night of high school football. The Arabians lead Delta 21-13. Key play coming up following the second timeout by Delta. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 12 yards to go, closer to 13 for Pendleton Heights at the Delta 31-yard line. They need the 18. Arabians leading 21-13. We have 2:44 left in the 4th quarter. 3 men wide here on the near side, and now we're ready to go. Conkling in the gun again, waiting on the long snap. He's got it. He'll run it right side, and look out. Daylight going to the end zone. This is going to be a touchdown. Great run by Taylor White, and that might do it. 31 yards for the score by Taylor White. And Pendleton Heights leads 27-13. It's been a game of big plays for Pendleton Heights, and the big chunk plays have been the difference in this ball game. The score comes at 2:36 of the 4th. On to try the kick, Tom Quiroga. Kirby has to hold for him. They line up showing gadget play. Now they'll close up the line and kick it. If I ever become commissioner, that play is going to be outlawed. It wastes a lot of time. Same with the fake kickoff. Now to kick the extra point. Tom Quiroga, good snap, hold down, kick on the way. It looks like it's through, and it is. 2:36 left in the game. Pendleton Heights may have put it on ice. It's the Arabians out in front of Delta, 28-13 on Beaver Media and Delco Preps channel. Don't go away.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's crunch time for the Delta Eagles. They trail 28-13 with 2:36 to go. They need a touchdown on this kickoff return or at least big yardage to have a chance in this game. Trailing by 15. That was a back-breaking run by Taylor White, who's gone over 100 yards tonight for Pendleton Heights. He's had a really nice game and has played well defensively too, and he's out there now to cover the kickoff as well. Deep man for Delta is Hines, waiting at his 4-yard line. Ball will be kicked from the far hash. That's the left side of the field for Tom Quiroga. Pretty good kicker for the Arabians. Waiting on the signal from the officials. Here it is. Here's the kick. It's high, deep. It's going to come down in the end zone for a touchback. Probably does you a favor, though. You don't burn any clock and you take it at the 20-yard line. One thing you can't get back is time. So with 2:36 to go, Delta will have it at the 20-yard line. They have had horrible field position tonight. Pendleton Heights has had great field position tonight. Delta with some work to do. They need a big play in the worst way. 2:36 left in this one. It's 28-13 Pendleton Heights. I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining me tonight and lending me your ears for a while. Appreciate every one of you. Give me a follow on Twitter at Delco Preps. 2 men wide here near side for the Eagles, 1 far side on 1st and 10. Garner's going to have to throw it. He rolls right, under pressure, throws it to the sideline. It's out of bounds. You could call grounding, and they are going to call grounding. It was just not close enough to a receiver to avoid that penalty. 2 officials took a long look and threw their flags. That's going to be a loss of down situation. Not the start you needed on this drive. Garner struggled to throw it a little bit tonight. His last 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0 for his last 6, including an interception. They've made him throw it more tonight. Here's the intentional grounding signal against Delta. This will march it all the way back to the Eagles' 4-yard line. Wow.
It's 2nd down.
2nd down and a bunch. 26 to go. So you got to pull out your best gadget play maybe here. Pin back at the Delta 4-yard line. The officials temporarily walk in and say, hold on a minute, and don't snap it yet. Now we're set to go with 2:30 left. Garner from the Delta 4 in his end zone. Throwing it right side. He's got a man out there but can't connect with Levers. It's going to be 3rd down. That'll stop the clock with 2:26 to go. It's a 28-13 contest. All but over unless you can find a bolt of lightning in a bottle somewhere. Delta would need to take this ball 96 yards for a score, and then you'd have to get it back again just to have a chance. And right now, they need the 31. They're at their own 4. 3rd and 27. Garner standing on the goal line waiting on the snap. He's got it. Fakes to Spiegel. Steps up. Throws a ball out here down the middle. 2 men are there. There's a little bit of contact, but no foul on a ball intended for Wesley Wooden out around the 35, and that makes it 4th down. Clock stops with 2:20 to go, and I don't think they ran the clock that time. I think there was 2:20 to go on the last snap. Oh, well. What do you want for 10 cents? Gasoline? 21-13, make it 28-13 game. In Delta, well, when you're trailing by 15 with $2.20 to go, you're going to have to go for it. It's 4th down and 27 from the Delta 4. Garner drops. Going to throw deep again. He's got a man out here. It's nearly caught but knocked away at the last minute on a nice play by Eli Pankel. A ball intended for Stitt. Nice pass breakup by Pankel, and that is going to just about do it. That'll give it to Pendleton Heights on downs with 2:17 to go in the game. And Pendleton Heights leading this one 28-13. This looked like it was going to be an offensive game at halftime, but it turned into a defensive game for a lot of the second half. And PH has played just well enough to hold on, stiff-arm Delta, get a late score, and they're going to win this one going away. With 2:17 to go at the Delta 4-yard line, Conkling waiting on the snap. They'll hand it off, right side run, but short of the goal line to make it 2nd and goal. And as they unpile, I can tell you, I think that was Burmeister who got the carry. It was Burmeister. He got a yard. In fact, he got 2. His first carry of the night, and with 2 minutes left in the game and the clock rolling, Pendleton Heights looks like they're not going to be content to take a knee. They want another score, leading 28-13. Conkling still in the gun. Burmeister to his left. Rios to his right. Here comes the snap. They're going to give it to Burmeister. He'll try the right side. Delta stops him down around the 1 yard line. Did he fumble? Clock still rolling at 1:28. He did not fumble. If he did, he got it back because Burmeister comes out of the pile after a gain of 1, and it's going to be 3rd and goal. Clock rolling down to 1:17 to go. Ball sitting just inside the 1 yard line on the near hash. Pendleton Heights is going to go again. Content to take a knee? Nope. They want the 6. Conkling goes in the huddle. Burmeister comes out after a couple of carries. And on 3rd and goal, Burmeister is out. Rios is in there. Hunter Grable is in there. And now a flag and a whistle just before the snap. Let's see what this is all about. Here's the signal from the referee. Delay of game against the Arabians. It'll cost them 5 yards. Stops the clock with 48 seconds remaining in the game. Been some kind of a second half. Very entertaining. Delta was game. They just didn't have enough tonight. And they have yet to win on the road. They're going to go home winless on the road. Arabians with 48 seconds to kill in this one on 3rd and goal from the 6. Handoff left side, nowhere near the end zone on a Delta tackle as Grable got the call and the carry. Charlie Spiegel, credit for the stop. It went down to the 4 yard line, so that's a 2 yard pickup on the first carry of the night by Hunter Grable, who's getting some duty and mop up time, and clock down to its last 20 seconds in the game. Conkling will go out to the huddle, and the official says, Coach, get back on the sideline. He's about 2 yards out on the field, is Judd Richmond. And now he's all set, headset off, and this should be the final snap of the game if they bother to snap it at all. 4th and goal from the Delta 4 yard line. Eagles would like to keep him out of the end zone for pride, and it's a knee -2 by Conkling. That's the classy move, and that ends this contest. The final score in this one. Pendleton Heights, a winner on homecoming night 2017. It's the Arabians 28, Delta 13. We'll be back with a brief post-game after this timeout on Beaver Media and on Delco Prep's channel. Don't go away.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Pendleton Heights High School. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight, and the Arabians are going home happy on homecoming 2017. They hold on and outlast Delta 28-13 tonight at John Broughton Field. Some kind of a football game, was really pretty well played. Got a little chippy in the second half and a few penalties, but for the most part, a really well played football game by both of these football teams. Here's a recap of the scoring. First quarter, Pendleton Heights broke the ice at 7:46 on a conklin 1-yard run. Tom Quiroga's extra point made it 7-0 Arabians. 9:57 of the second quarter, Pendleton Heights goes again with Hess 23 yards in the air to Pankel. Quiroga's extra point made it Arabians 14-0. Delta got on the board though at 5:28 of the second quarter. Zach Garner capped off a beautiful 85-yard drive, went the final 7 yards on the ground for a touchdown. Griffiths added the extra point to make it 14-7. And then just before halftime, 8 seconds left in the half, Pendleton Heights strikes on a big play, Conkling a 36-yard pass to Spinks. Quiroga with the extra point, a great run after catch by Spinks, and it was 21-7. That's where the first half came to a close. Only one touchdown in the third quarter belonged to Delta at the 1:58 mark when Spiegel went in from 3 yards out. The extra point, though, a key play in the game, the extra point blocked, and Pendleton Heights had an 8-point lead at 21-13 instead of a 7-point lead at 21-14. Didn't matter in the fourth quarter, though, eventually, with 2:36 left in the game. The Arabians got a 31-yard touchdown run from White, who had a great game. Taylor had a fantastic night running the ball. Quiroga added the extra point for the backbreaker, 28-13 Pendleton Heights, and they go on to win by that final score. That last run by Taylor White was a really tough play. It really put the cap on for the Arabians tonight. And tell you what, quick math here. White ran for 124 yards on 19 carries unofficially with that back-breaking, put it on ice touchdown run of 31 yards, putting him over 100 for the night. So he had a terrific game, played both ways, played really well on defense as well. If you were given a star of the game for Pendleton Heights, you'd probably pick Taylor White, although there are several other great candidates with those big plays they had tonight, those big chunk plays of 20, of 20 or more yards. They had a bunch of them. They had 6 in the first half alone and several more after halftime, and it's those big chunk plays that were the undoing of Delta in this one here tonight. Delta fans, take heart. Charlie Spiegel tonight, unofficially, 24 carries, 124 yards, and I've got him for a 3-yard score, his only touchdown of the night. So the lowest running output of the season for Charlie Spiegel, and Delta's going to have to get more two-dimensional offensively. The inability to throw the ball very well really hurt them late in the going when they were down a score and then down 2 scores. You got to be able to throw the ball just a little bit more, and it'll come. They'll get there. I'm confident they'll get that to happen and be an even better team as the sectional beckons, in 3 weeks from now. So, final score for the final time from John Broughton Field. Pendleton Heights 28, Delta 13. I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for being along for the ride tonight. We'll have volleyball for you tomorrow on Twitter via Periscope from the Delaware County Tournament. And then next week, we'll let you know about the football game on my Twitter feed at Delco Preps. We'd like to pick the best game, and we'll do just that again and let you know later on next week where we're going to be a week from tonight. So again, final score for the final time, Arabians 28, Eagles 13. I'm Brian Beaver. Have a great night. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.